Hello and welcome to Everyday Excel channel. I am Rama Chunke. Today we'll be treating the lookup functions in Excel. Lookup function has been a great tool that we use to search or fetch for information within the Excel worksheet, workbook, or outside the Excel application like internet, cloud, or what have you. Examples of lookup functions are VLOOKUP, which is the vertical lookup, HLOOKUP, the horizontal lookup, choose function, index function, and match function. We can as well combine the index and match function. But for this video, we'll be looking at the application of VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and choose function. Let's deep dive. Now let's assume you have this huge set of data that you need to extract an information from, and you are worried about how you will go through this whole data set searching for the information you need. The V or H lookup would be handy in this regard. The V or H lookup is great for extracting information from a huge data set based on what you are looking for. And I tell you, understanding the lookup functions can transform you from a normal Excel user to a data processing beast. Let's take a look at how this V or H lookup works. For the exercise here, you want to get the answer to this question from the data set using the V or H lookup. The question says, what is the salaries in June? To get this, I'll put in the formula, which is equals to VLOOKUP. Then tab. The VLOOKUP syntax contains 4 arguments. One is the lookup value, and that is the value you want to find, which is salaries, comma. The table array, which is a table that anchor or contains the value you're searching for. So I would select this whole table because it contains the value I'm searching for. Then comma. The column index number. This number tells Excel from which column the value should be fetched, corresponding to the value looked up. And here, the column number will be 7 because June is on column 7, comma. Then the range lookup. The range lookup is a range option that specifies the value we are searching for to be an exact match or an approximate match. We can use the Boolean logic to select the option, where true is represented by approximate and false is an exact match. But we also know that 0 and 1 is used to represent true and false in Excel. So for this video, I'll be using the 0 and 1 to represent false and true. So I'll use 0 since I want the exact match and press enter. And here it is, we've gotten our answer, which is corresponding to the data set. The main difference between the HLOOKUP and the VLOOKUP is while the VLOOKUP looks up value vertically, HLOOKUP looks up value horizontally. To work with HLOOKUP, let's put in the formula, which is equals to HLOOKUP, then tab. The lookup value this time around would be June, comma. The table array would be the whole table that contains the data I'm searching for, comma. The row index number would be 3 since salaries is on row 3, then comma, exact match, which is 0, and then enter. Now we notice that the answer are the same, which makes VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP similar. Now let's work with another question for better illustration. I have here what is called the dynamic VLOOKUP, and this is because I will be combining data validation with VLOOKUP function. Let's see how that works. I'll be creating the validation for month and courses. To create data validation, I'll go to data and click on data validation and allow lists. Then in the source box, I'll select the table of array that contains the months and then click on OK. And I'll create that of courses too. To understand data validation more better, I have a well-detailed explanation on data validation. I'll leave the link in my description box. So I'll select all the courses, then click on OK. And then I can pick a particular month, May for example, and then pick a particular course, audit for example. Having created the data validation, let's put in our VLOOKUP formula. In the exercise here, I have to get the total number of students that applied for each course a particular month. So I'll put in my VLOOKUP formula, which is equals to VLOOKUP, then tab. The lookup value here would be month May. I have to lock it with the F4 function key since there is no other cell that contains the month, comma. The table of array, that is the table that contains the data I'm searching for, comma. Then column index number, I'll click on the cell that contains the column number, comma. Then the range lookup, and that will be exact match 0. I'll press enter. I have value error here because I haven't put in any value for the column number. So I'll put in now 3 for example and press enter. And here it is. We can see that we've gotten the total number of students that applied for the course audit in the month of May. It's corresponding to the data set. Let's pick another month, for example August, for example, and another course, for example. We'll change the column number to be 4. Enter. And as well, make the process of writing the column number smarter by generating the number using the match function, and that will be explained in my subsequent video. This is really what dynamic VLOOKUP is all about. We will be looking at another important lookup function, which is the choose function. The choose function is used to extract information randomly from the data option. To understand the uses of choose function, let's consider this exercise. This exercise, we have the cash flow projection from year 1 to year 10 in different scenarios, saying that we have the best case, actual case, and the worst case. This choose function is mostly used by financial modelers. They use it a lot to coin different scenarios when they are building business case model. Here, we want to be able to choose between different scenarios, and what we choose is what we are going to apply in real life case. Let's go into the application. For us to be able to carry out this exercise, we need a helper cell, and that will anchor the index number, which will be assigned to the individual scenario. To determine the index number, we need to introduce to ourselves combo box under the developer tab. If you don't have the developer tab in your ribbon, here is how to get it. Go to file first, then go to options, and under the options you go to customize ribbon, then click on developer and click on OK. And here it is. It has created the developer tab under the Excel ribbon. The developer tab is used for macro in Excel. It has different tools that are very useful. In this video, we'll be using the insert control. It comes in different form. One is button, one is combo box, another is checkbox, spin button, list box, and so on. But for this video, we'll be using the combo box. And here it is. We can see that it's ready to insert the button. So I would create the button in any place I deem fit. You can see that it has a drop down arrow just like that of the data validation. So click out, go back and right click on the box, and then I'll select format control. This will pop out a dialog box that allows us to put in the input range and the cell link. Input range will contain all our cases, and for the cell link, let's click on our anchor cell that we created and then click on OK. And here it is. We can see that it has created a kind of drop down list for the cases. Let's say for example, and here it is. We can see that it has attached a numeric to the cases, and this numeric value would be useful for us in the choose function as our index number. Let's proceed to use the choose function. I will put in the formula for choose, which is equals to choose, then tab. The index number will be the number we've created. We have to lock it using the F4 function key because we don't have any other cell that contains the index number, comma. The value 1 will be the value for the best case, comma. Value 2 will be the value for the actual case, and value 3 will be for the worst case. And then we can press enter. We can use the fill handle to drag it to the other years. And here it is. The value we have here will be for the actual case. Let's pick another one, best case for example. We can see that it changes. The choose function has made it easy for us to be able to switch between different cases. There are a few notes that addresses common errors while working with choose function. If you have any other question as regards the lookup functions, you can leave them in the comment box and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can get more of my videos. Thank you.